One of the things that was interesting about this survey was, we did this at a very unique point in time, kind of in the middle of the beginning of the uncertainty around the coronavirus pandemic.
Yes.
What did we survey on with that? Because it's great to kind of talk about that at a macro, but we dove into that pretty deeply here.
Yeah, well, I think we really started with 2019, right? We wanted to understand and benchmark how many organizations had 70% of their reps or more, hitting quota last year, right? And that's sort of the gold standard. You want to get to that 70% mark historically. I know that's changed a lot. And then looking at, what was their confidence coming into 2020 with everything that's happened, and how are they responding to that, right?
Yeah, and I think with that too, when we look at we asked a bunch of questions on this, but a couple that we asked were around actually compensation. And I think there was a period of time where the prevailing wisdom was fire your sales team, batten down the hatches, and hold on because this one's going to be a doozy. And it turns out that wasn't actually even a common response amongst our respondents, but it wasn't even the most common way to do anything in response to the uncertainty in the pandemic. So what did
Yeah,
you
that's
see,
right.
yeah, from your analysis, what did you see from organizations that were confident kind of in 2020 about hitting their goals post-pandemic? What were they making for adjustments? Because I think that's the interesting part here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most interesting thing was even the most extremely confident organizations, 33% of them were still making some sort of adjustment, right? So I think even for organizations that had a high level of confidence, they still realize we need to show that we're reacting to the situation to create less uncertainty for our reps. So that was a major theme: is how do we make sure emotionally our reps are still in the right place so that they can focus on selling. And then when you start to break open the companies that are making changes, most of them are still thinking through what they were going to do. More than 50% of organizations still trying to figure out what they're going to do for this year, right? Even, and they needed to buy some time on that. But I think one of the things that we've seen as a quick stopgap is guaranteeing some of the compensation for their sales orgs, or shifting part of that compensation to a more MBO-based model. So it's like, look, hit these metrics, and we'll make sure you're whole on your compensation for this year. But yeah, the small minority were making either salary adjustments or layoffs. It was 10%, right? Of
As
the
very small. And even in the modern sales community, when this discussion's come up time and time again, your top reps are incredibly important assets for your organization, and even your maybe not A plus plus reps, but your B reps and your B plus reps. That's what the backbone of your sales organization is. Taking care of those now is incredibly important because they can go. Your A players can go at any time, and even your Bs and your B pluses. That they're an important crew here.